Everybody, I got a lot of work done for this last update. I got a lot of stuff in and got a lot of stuff done in general. So I got some Tygon tubing in. This Tygon tubing is a little stiffer, or this Tygothane tubing is a little stiffer than Tygon to work with. It's also, even though I ordered it the same exact dimensions, it's also just a touch, like probably a millimeter smaller in the diameters than the Tygon was. I don't know if that's manufacturing variation or what, but it definitely is a little stiffer and a little smaller. It's going to work though for our stuff, so we're good to go. I took my pump and I modified the small nozzle right here. I chopped off the actual nozzle portion and then we tapped it with G3/8 and I threaded a G3/8 barb in there. So got the Tygothane tubing on the end and that's tapped and screwed in right there for the pump. That's what's going to lead to the outside of my tank and feed the radiator. Speaking of which, I finally get that put together. Here's my Mora 3 with G1/4 barbs, smaller than the other barb. That's the way it comes from the manufacturer, so I had to order those barbs. I got Tygothane all the way out here with my industrial quick disconnects and a G3/8 barb, because that's a threading they have on there. This is the piece that's going to connect right into the tank through the quick disconnect on the bulkhead. I also got around to modifying my fan controller finally. So everybody complains about this Sunbeam Riobus Extreme being too bright and blue for them. Well, I took it with the help of a double E at work. I modified it so it would have pairs of orange and green LEDs all the way along. So you can see I have some fans hooked up right now, and I'm going to go ahead and start turning it up. Look at that, a nice good green glow. I like that a lot better than the blue. And it's controlling the fans. I probably will end up with a slightly different fan speed compared to the blue because the green LEDs draw a different amount of power. They have a different, threshold or turn on voltage, drop voltage across them. Same thing with the orange. So each of these knobs is going to have a slightly different speed when at the same location. But that doesn't really bother me. I can just tune them all so that they're running the same speed. But as you can see, I got all these guys paired up, green and orange, green and orange. That's going to be a lot of fun when that's actually installed somewhere useful. Alright, I also got around to drilling out the holes in my tank. Here's my tools of battle today. Got a whole array of tips, drill tips here. That's where I pulled out the ones that I actually used. I got my Dremel. I had to make 2 trips to Lowe's to find the right kind of tip. I needed exactly 11/16. I found this out through experimentation too, by the way, for my bulkhead. I needed a hole that was 11/16 wide through the polycarbonate. I got a drill bit that was 5/8 and a drill bit that was 3/4. Both exactly not what I need. The 5/8 was definitely too small. I couldn't get the bulkhead to screw into the polycarbonate. I thought I might be able to get away with that. The 3/4 was definitely too big. The sealing O-rings would have crumpled down into the actual hole and not done their job. So I ended up having to buy one of these guys. It's like a little wood drill bit or something like that. And that was exactly 11/16. So I cut a small guide hole and then sunk the little tip in and cut, and that got me exactly what I needed. And here's my test panel of polycarbonate where I drilled a couple different holes in and perfected my technique. I took apart my whole tank so I could stick the bulkheads in, and now I'm leak testing it. I got that thing filled with water. Those quick disconnects are in there. The quick disconnects are connected to the bulkhead, which is sealed in with my O-rings. I got some cheap HVAC, air conditioning and heating O-rings that are supposedly mineral oil resistant in there right now. I only have this filled with water, but I do plan to fill it with mineral oil. I've got perfectly sized O-rings on the way from McMaster that I ordered specifically for this. But yeah, I'm going to leave that sucker in there overnight and see how he does. I don't believe I'll have any problems, but that's what the overnight test is for. Hi guys, thanks for checking out the work log and taking the time to share the experience with me. I had one last thing that I forgot to show you guys. I have mineral oil here. We have 15 gallons of Crystal Plus 70 technical grade white mineral oil. It's odorless and colorless, so I shouldn't notice any problems when I put it in my tank and have it running next to me for the next 2 years or whatever. Hopefully I'll be able to check that in the tank over the weekend for a leak test, and shortly after that stuff some old computer components in there and give it a test run. If that works out, then my main rig, all my graphics card and everything in my current system, we're going to head over to the mineral oil system, and that's what I'm going to run with. Thanks for taking the time. See you guys.